All right, footy fanatics, round 16 is in the books, and let me tell you, it was a wild one. Some massive upsets, some golden point drama, and some absolute thrashings. Let's get straight into how we went with the tips. First up, a couple of surprises. We backed the Tigers over the Raiders, but Canberra held firm for a tight win. Then, the biggest shocker, Penrith, without their origin stars, went into Auckland and beat the Warriors. Unbelievable. And the Dolphins, they got rolled by the Knights in Perth. So that's 3 early misses for us. But don't you worry, we finished strong. That Storm Rabbitohs game was an absolute classic, going to Golden Point, but we called the Storm win. Then the Broncos got up in a try-fest against the Sharks at Suncorp, another win for us. And the Roosters, even with their injuries, put a massive score on the Cowboys. Yes, another correct tip. And finally, the Eels came good at home, beating the Titans convincingly. So when the dust settled, out of 7 games, we nailed 4 correct predictions. Not bad for a chaotic origin round, hey? Some big lessons learned, especially about Penrith's depth. What were your highlights of round 16? Let me know in the comments below. Let's move on to round 17, tips and predictions. What's up, champions? And welcome back to the channel. It's your host, Makena here, and you know what time it is. It's NRL Round 17 2025, and I've done the deep dive. I've crunched the numbers, scoured the sites from official NRL to Sportsbet, former player insights, and all the whispers in between to bring you the most accurate tips and predictions for this massive weekend of footy. You guys rely on me for the good oil, and trust me, I'm not here to let you down. Let's get straight into it. First up, we've got a blockbuster on Thursday night. The Penrith Panthers taking on the ladder-leading Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs at CommBank Stadium. Now the Bulldogs, wow, what a season they're having. They are red hot, sitting pretty at the top, and their away form is exceptional. The Panthers, on the other hand, have been a bit up and down this year, and interestingly, they haven't won a Thursday game yet this season. With origin stars coming back, sometimes there's a bit of a flat spot. My money and my prediction is on the Bulldogs to get the win here. I'm tipping the Bulldogs by 4 points. I'm giving them a 54.4% chance of victory, with that 4-point margin being a strong possibility. This one's going to be tight, but the Doggies just have that momentum. Friday night kicks off with the Manly Sea Eagles hosting the West Tigers at 4 Pines Park. Manly is desperate to claw their way back into the top 8, and while their recent form has been a bit shaky, their historical record against the Tigers at home is very strong. The Tigers, bless their cotton socks, are on a 5-game losing streak. They showed some fight against the Raiders last week, but their overall consistency is a big concern. Manly also has some injury woes, but the Tigers are without Jarimbula. I'm backing the home side here. My prediction, Manly Sea Eagles to win by 8 points. That gives Manly a 61.4% chance of victory, with an 8-point margin a solid bet. Next up on Friday, we head to McDonald Jones Stadium for the Newcastle Knights against the Canberra Raiders. Now the Raiders are flying, 6 wins in a row, playing some fantastic footy, especially away from home. The Knights got a much-needed win last week, but they've been inconsistent, and the big news is the injury to young gun Fletcher Sharp, which is a huge blow. While Newcastle has had some good recent H2H results against Canberra, the Raiders' current form is just too strong to ignore. My tip for this one is the Canberra Raiders to win by 10 points. I'm putting the Raiders' winning percentage at 58.3% with a 10-point margin as my confidence play. Saturday afternoon brings us a cracker. Brisbane Broncos versus the New Zealand Warriors at Suncorp Stadium. This is probably the hardest game of the round to call. The Warriors are in great form. They've actually won their last 2 against the Broncos, and they're traveling well. The Broncos are usually formidable at Suncorp, especially on a Saturday, but there are some whispers about Ben Hunt's fitness, and Payne Haas picked up a niggle last week. It's razor thin, but I'm leaning towards the visiting side. My prediction, Warriors to sneak home by just 2 points. This is a real coin flip, with the Warriors having a 50.8% chance of victory, and that 2-point margin showing just how close it's expected to be. Then we go to Wollongong for the St. George Illawarra Dragons, taking on the Parramatta Eels. The Eels have an incredible H2H record against the Dragons. Seriously, they've won 13 of their last 16 in 4 straight. Plus, they've got a strong record against the Dragons on Saturdays. The Dragons have struggled on Saturdays generally, despite some good home performances against the Eels in the past. Parramatta also gets a massive boost with Dylan Brown back from suspension. My tip is the Parramatta Eels to win by 6 points. I'm giving the Eels a 57.5% chance of taking the points, with a 6-point margin looking good. Our Saturday nightcap is a fascinating one. The Dolphins hosting the South Sydney Rabbitohs at Suncorp Stadium. The Dolphins are absolutely on fire, especially during the Origin period, scoring points for fun and boasting a fantastic home record against Sydney teams. The Rabbitohs, well, they've had a tough season. Despite a few glimpses of form, they're really struggling, and they're missing key players like Cody Walker and Campbell Graham. This looks like a one-way street. My prediction, the Dolphins to absolutely dominate, winning by 24 points. The stats back this up big time, giving the Dolphins a massive 92.1% chance of victory, and a big margin is definitely on the cards. Moving to Sunday, we have the Melbourne Storm battling the Cronulla-Sutherland Sharks at Amy Park. The Storm are a powerhouse this season, and their home record, especially against Sydney teams, is near flawless. They've also had the measure of the Sharks in Melbourne over recent history. While the Sharks are a competitive side, taking on the Storm in Melbourne is one of the toughest challenges in the NRL. My tip is a comfortable win for the home side, the Melbourne Storm by 18 points. I'm giving the Storm an 84.1% chance of success, and that 18-point margin reflects their dominance at home. And finally, to wrap up round 17 on Sunday evening, it's the Queensland Derby, the Gold Coast Titans versus the North Queensland Cowboys at Cbus Super Stadium. Interestingly, the Titans have a very good H2H record against the Cowboys on the Gold Coast, especially on Sundays. Both teams have had mixed results against other Queensland sides this season, but the Titans are coming off a good win, and the Cowboys are missing Jason Taumalolo, which is a huge blow. I'm backing the home side to get it done here. My prediction? The Gold Coast Titans to win by 7 points. I'm putting the Titans' chances at 67.4% for the win, with that 7-point margin feeling about right. And for those wondering, the Sydney Roosters are on their well-deserved bye this week, so no game for them. So there you have it, legends, my comprehensive tips and predictions for NRL Round 17 2025. Remember, this is rugby league and anything can happen. But these predictions are based on the deepest dive into the data, form, and expert insights. Use them wisely, good luck with your own tips, and make sure you hit that like button if you found this useful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more NRL analysis and predictions every single week, and let me know your tips in the comments below. Who do you think will win each game? Let's get that discussion going. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go you good thing.